Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Coffee with Craig. This is where we talk about all things firearms related. We talk about politics, pop culture, movies, news, you name it. We're talking about advocacy and firearms from coast to coast. So we very much appreciate you guys tuning in. Please take a moment to like and share this video feed so that your friends can become our friends and join us in the conversation. Also, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our Facebook page. Once again, if you want to get all the updates, if you want to find out what's going on, you want to get all the updates, you got to make sure you follow us because that's where all our action alerts and everything are. If you don't want to follow us on Facebook, at the very least, then you got to go to our website, firearmspolicy.org, and there you can sign up for our email alerts and you can get information via email as well. Also want to remind you, FPC Gear, fpcgear.com. If you guys, I'm telling you, if you want to get the most updated memes on your shirts, if you want to get the most updated sayings, all of that, you want to make sure you guys go and get these shirts. It's not just because they're cool shirts, but also because every dollar goes to help benefit and benefit the fight for our constitutional right to keep and bear arms. We've got all sorts of cool T-shirts. These are just a few of them that we have. So I encourage you, go to fbcgear.com. All right, let's get into today's topic. Now, you guys know, or at least I'm pretty sure that I've expressed it more than once. You know, I am an advocate. I work very, very hard here in the Sacramento area. And Sacramento is not exactly a place that is, how shall we say, known as a place, as a bastion of people who believe in the constitutional right to keep and bear arms. In fact, oftentimes I like to say that I'm kind of pseudo behind enemy lines when I'm fighting, when I'm advocating here in Sacramento. And that's not an easy thing to do. And, you know, I get a chance to actually work with people who come in from other parts of California that are in areas of California that are more pro-gun you know, or at least have people more people who believe in the Second Amendment. But yet and still, it's hard. And even they come and they start to see and start to recognize just, you know, some of the hostilities and some of the things that we have to deal with as advocates, as people who kind of live and work, for like I said, for lack of a better term, when it comes to the Second Amendment, behind enemy lines on a daily basis. So I wanted to bring on a guy who's gotten involved in the fight. He's you know, he's from Virginia, but he's gotten involved in the fight for our constitutional right to keep and bear arms in areas where other advocates won't go. And I'll just say one name, and I'll just say Philadelphia. Philadelphia. That's all I'm going to say. So with that, I want to introduce a guy who was introduced to me by Brandon Combs, who's the executive director and the president of the Firearms Policy Coalition, because he saw this guy, he met this guy, talked with him, and he said, this is someone that you guys need to meet. So with that, I want to invite David Lauriston. David, thank you so very much for joining us here on Coffee with Craig.
Hey, man, it's an honor for you guys to be having me here, man. Like, you guys are like the true advocates for the Second Amendment. Not even the Second Amendment, the right to bear arms, because without the Constitution, we're going to protect ourselves anyway. So thank you for having me. Exactly.
So I understand you had a chance to go to Philadelphia and participate, not just behind enemy lines, but you went to an opposition event in order to advocate.
Right in the thick of it, man.
Ooh, so tell me a little bit about it. Tell us a little bit about it.
So the event that I went out to was the Demand the Ban protest. You can look it up, hashtag Demand the Ban. It's all over social media. So they were advertising this since January of this year. And originally it was supposed to go on in March, but it got postponed. But like I've been like plugging away at like all the major gun meme pages. I'm not gonna name any names, but I only managed to get one other guy to go out there with me. It was last Wednesday. And yeah, man, like right in the thick of it. I made the drive from Virginia to Pennsylvania, going through all the toll roads, 3.5 hours. It was totally worth it, man. Thanks to guys' reposts, I was able to get one other Patriot out there. and we were able to pass out flyers, challenging the narrative, educating folks on the dangers associated with disarming the people and what, you know, that could feed into, whether it be like mass incarceration, you know, people being locked up over victimless offenses, you know, and it's just going to further deteriorate people's, you know, freedoms. And without the Second Amendment, what incentive or what's there to prevent the government from, you know, taking everything else, you know? So that's why I'm so passionate about it.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what made you decide? So because a lot of times when people want to go to get involved, and first of all, was this your first time being involved in something like this?
Oh, no. This is like at least my fifth time at least.
Okay. So what made you decide to go? Because a lot of times people just want to go. They want to go to stuff where they're going to be around people who believe like they believe, right? Uh-huh. It's a lot easier. It's a lot safer. They can be in their safe space. What made you decide to go to the other side, to go to their thing and challenge them on their ground?
The way I started out was it was after the Vegas shooting, actually, and like when the NRA was talking about, you know, giving into like bump stocks and like rate of fire altering weapons, and, you know, Trump talking about, oh, we're going to talk gun control. I figured, oh, you know, damn, like we got an uphill battle. Like if the NRA is not going to be backing us, and before then I didn't know about, you know, your guys' fine work. So like I figured, shit, like, sorry.
That's okay. I've said shit more than once on the show. Just said it again.
Yeah, like if they're not gonna stand up, like who's gonna do it? So I figured, you know, I gotta take action, man, because if I'm not gonna do it, who will? So there was actually a gun buyback program in Maryland, and same story. Like I was contacting several organizations, they didn't show up, so I went out there with my flyers, passed out some to the clergymen, some to people that were already giving in their weapons. There was a radio broadcast team out there. I gave some to them before the police politely escorted me out. But even then, like I went to, there's a strip mall like 2 blocks down from the church from where they're doing a buyback, and I just kept on going, man. And like I said, like no one's gonna do the work for you. Mm-hmm. Just know that no one's gonna be your best advocate than yourself. So that's why I decided to take the fight to where it's at, you know.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what I appreciate about that is that a lot of times people are waiting for groups like the NRA or like FPC or Gun Owners of America to organize and to organize them so that they can do something. And what I appreciate about what you did and why I wanted to have you on was because, see, you saw something needed to be done, and you're like, okay, what can I do? And you just started doing it.
Yeah, man. Like no one was in my ear. Like I figured, like who's gonna be my best man? Who's gonna stand up for me better than myself? And this country was founded on individual liberties. So I figured, as an individual, I gotta protect that very right, because no one can do it better than I can. And that's what I try to inspire in these people. You know, no one's gonna do a better job than yourself. Get others motivated around you. We got to challenge that narrative, because most, like, these gun grabbers, man, like their drive is driven mostly by fear and ignorance. You know, propaganda, freaking mainstream media, just telling them, oh, you know, guns are the boogeyman, even though they've been around for centuries and this country was founded upon the right to bear arms. And now we want to get rid of them. I mean, look at the UK. They got a complete gun ban, and now they're banning knives. They've already banned knives. You got to be over 18 years of age to purchase freaking kitchen utensils. What the hell, you know? So it's only going to keep on. It's a slippery slope if we keep compromising as we've been doing. So that's why I say no compromise. Keep on fighting. You know, they're not going to let up. I'm not either.
Well, exactly. And see, like the brother who went and spoke out and spoke out at his town hall at his town council meeting. I think it's Mr. Robinson or Michael Robinson, I think is his name. But the thing is that like you said, nobody can be a better advocate for you than you. Nobody can speak your mind better than you. And what I found is the more you do it, the better you get at it. The more you know what it is that you want to say. You may not know what you want to say the first time, but the second time, the third time, the fourth time, because guess what? You've said it more than a few times. Not only that, you've taken the time to hear other people, as well as taking the time to do some reading and some educating for yourself. So now you know more than you did when you first started.
Exactly, man.
Yeah, but don't wait for somebody else, man. Everybody seems like everybody's waiting on, the next, Martin Luther King or the next Ronald Reagan or the next, JFK, whatever Messiah it is you're waiting on. They're waiting on. Don't wait on them. You be your best advocate.
That's right.
Right. So what's next for you?
What's next? Let's see. Well, what I've been doing is I'm done with it now, but I used to attend Mom Demand Action meetings, and it's painful, man. I'm not going to lie to you. It's pretty damn painful, but I go in there, I throw in some feedback. They've got a program called, whatever. It touches on gun safety, but it doesn't go through actual firearms handling. It just talks about safe storage and stuff. So I go into those meetings and pitch why don't we teach firearm safety? So we teach our kids and we better ourselves on how to handle these weapons, but that goes against their nature. So that wasn't very well received. They're like, well, no, we don't actually want to, even though there may be a chance that a child may come across a firearm that the parents don't know about, we don't want to teach them how to safely handle that situation. No, they just iterate, tell an adult. No, that too, but, say if they went to a friend's house and they're, messing around with it, you want to be able to, take that gun away or whatever, disarm it, and then call an adult, stuff like that.
Oh, no, actually what you just said was right on, because in some cases, you're gonna want your child to know and recognize it. First of all, because kids can't always keep their friends from picking up stuff, right? And so you want to know, all right, if they've picked it up, now what are you going to do? You want to make sure that they're not handling it in an unsafe manner. And if they are, and they're not willing to put it down, then you need to get out of there. But otherwise, at the very least, you need to advise them, look, put it down. Don't point it at anybody. Treat it like it's loaded, right? Don't put your finger on the trigger. I mean, all of those things are all things that people need to know, because if you know those things and you see somebody doing those things, that is not a safe place for you to be. But that whole narrative don't work. They're not particularly interested in all that. So tell us some of the things that you've learned from your experiences in terms of, like I said, working behind enemy lines, going to anti-gun rallies, visiting meetings with groups like Moms Demand Action, basically anti-gun meetings. Tell me some of the things that you've learned from those experiences.
And like I mentioned earlier, most of these guys, they run off of fear and ignorance. And so they're not as rabid as media puts them out to be. Most of these people are sensible in a way, they just want to protect, their children, but they're going about it the wrong way. And it's they're completely ignorant of history,
Oh no, I know exactly what you mean. So what you're saying is most of the people who are at these meetings, they're good people, they're decent people. They're doing what they believe they can do. And what the only thing they believe they can do, and they're operating, like you said, based on ignorance. There's a lot of stuff they don't know. Now the question, here's the next question is, how willing are they to listen to the other side? How willing are they to listen to and learn stuff that they don't know?
No, they're pretty open-minded. Like, as long as you come at them with respect instead of, like, you know, holding a sign. Like, my strategy, like, I go in there soft, like, hey, you know, hey, you mind if I talk to you for a second? You know, would you be interested in taking this flyer? You know, I come at them real subtle, like, instead of coming at them with a flag or coming at them, you know, full Alex Jones bullhorn, you know, up in the face, 1776. Nah, you gotta come there real subtle and smooth. You know, treat it like you better lay some mac down on, you know, a fine woman. You know, that's how I do it.
I hear you, man. I hear you. It goes to the saying. What's the saying? You attract more flies with honey than with vinegar.
Exactly.
And no, you're right. And we have to have those conversations. Now, in that, we also got to realize one thing. There are some people who will never listen to us, right? Yeah. We know that. And oftentimes, when I'm debating those people are like, well, why do you bother even talking to them? I said, it's not. And why are you bothering even being nice to them? And I said, well, it's for this reason. It's because I know that I will probably never win that person over. But there are other people who are listening to this conversation, whether it's, you know, face to face or whether it's in social media. There are others who are paying attention to this debate. Those people are actually open to hearing something. And what I say and how I say it may influence their openness to the message that I have. So it's important, like you said, to make sure that when I'm talking about it, even when I'm debating with somebody who I know, they're not listening. I know that somebody is. They may not say anything, but I know they're listening. And I've had people reach out to me from conversations like that. I've had people tell me, you know, that they appreciated the information that I shared, but also how I went about the debate. So how you debate and what you do is important, man. And I think you're doing it the right way.
Appreciate that, man.
All right. So how do folks follow you and follow some of the stuff you're doing? If you were putting the word out, if there's something coming up and you're trying to get people to show up and be there with you, how do they get a hold of you? How do they follow you?
I'm trending a little bit on Instagram, not to toot my own horn. I've gathered a bit of a following. You can follow me at Wavy Crockett. It's W Whiskey A V 3 in place of the E. Pretty much how you would spell Wavy Crockett, but swap out the E's with 3. And I'm also affiliated with Black Gun Owners Association. I'm looking to be their editor for their website content. So make sure you give them a follow. Pretty solid guys.
All right. Well, cool. Well, hey, do me a favor. Let the folks over there know about the Firearms Policy Coalition. Let them know about the work we're doing here. And we'd love to have perhaps have them on the show sometime soon as well.
Okay, most definitely. Oh, and shout out to Men of Arms for their awesome shirt. Gun reform now.
Hold on, let me get you on. Let me get you on the full screen. Do that one more time, so I got you on the full screen. There you go. Check it out. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Well, David, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the show. We appreciate you joining us. We appreciate.
I got some of your guys' shirts.
Well, we appreciate everything that you're doing. Appreciate you being involved and taking a lead in the fight where you're at, wherever you're at. You're leading the fight, and we appreciate you doing that. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for today's Coffee with Craig. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please remember to like and share these videos. Tell your friends about the Firearms Policy Coalition. We are the home in the fight for civil rights. Got to use them or you're going to lose them. You guys take care.
If you like our videos, follow, subscribe, like, and share.